Hello everyone, my name is Nick Martin. I am a volunteer with the Midwest Railway Preservation Society, and welcome to our summer 2021 update on the restoration of Grain Trunk Western Steam Locomotive number 4070.
Throughout the summer, Midwest has placed extreme emphasis on completing the rebuild of our vintage New York Central business car. With dozens of our volunteers and contractors working around the clock to get the car ready for the road, we have not had as much time or labor available for other projects, including the 4070. However, while working on the America, progress on the 4070 continued in a number of small but very important ways, and with the car completed and on the road, we can now continue our work on this classic piece of American iron. With space now available in Stall 4, work is focused on cleaning and refurbishing the drop pit, which has not seen use since the 4070's number 3 driver was dropped over 20 years ago. Work cannot move forward on the restoration until this dirty job is done. To date, the pit has been thoroughly power washed, the old wood planks have been removed, and debris that has accumulated during its downtime has also been removed. Before the pit is ready, the drain needs flushed and work is needed on the sump pump. We would like to thank the volunteers of the American Steam Railroad for lending a hand with cleaning the pit, which they will also be using in the future. Soon, the hydraulic cylinder will be positioned for the drop and the 4070 will begin her extended stay. Speaking of the hydraulic cylinder, the motor for this vital component for the project was recently tested and was found to be in great working order. We would like to thank our talented volunteers and generous donors for their dedication to restoring this vintage machine, which will be instrumental in future restoration work. Even outside of our historic Roundhouse here in Cleveland, work is progressing on many important aspects of the project. Our volunteer draftsman has been working tirelessly on creating detailed CAD drawings of the 4070's tender. Due to excessive rust and corrosion on the original, a new tender tank will be fabricated using generously donated steel. However, grab irons and other components from the original tender will be saved where possible, and the original tender frame will be repaired and reused as well. Stay tuned for more news about the construction of the new tender later this year. With America's departure, the Roundhouse felt unusually empty, but that didn't last for long. As you know, the 4070 will soon be moving over to Stall 4, but we have a number of other exciting projects our volunteers are ready to crack into. Coming into Stall 3 will be our historic Pullman Lounge sleeper car Mount Baxter, highlighted in a previous update. Stall 2 will continue to be leased to our friends at the American Steam Railroad, and Stall 1 is now home to a very special passenger car.
But what is so special about Nickel Plate Road Coach number 62? Well, I'm going to toss you over to Stephen Thomas to take a closer look into this very unique car.
Hi folks, welcome aboard the Nickel Plate Railroad number 62. Built by Pullman in 1936, this car was used extensively for various passenger service on the Nickel Plate Railroad, and is still used today. You might recognize this car on smaller sister 90, also in our ownership, from excursions like the Ohio Rail Experience, Steam in the Valley, and many others throughout the country. So the 62 is known as the death car here at Midwest Railway Preservation Society because of its involvement in a horrific train accident. Basically, this car was on a train known as the Lackawanna Limited, which ran from the Nickel Plate to the Erie-Lackawanna Railroad. And heading through Wayland, New York one morning, as they were approaching the outskirts of town, the Limited was 22 minutes behind, and this engineer was famous for never being late once in his career. So determined to keep up with his record, he put the train above speed limits that should have been proper to speed up, and surprised a freight crew who thought they would have 22 minutes to work from the main line into a side industry. Now the train came around a blind curve at 70 miles an hour and smacked into the unsuspecting freight crew. There was no time for either crew to do anything about it, and as the cars went past the freight engine, they stripped the sheet metal jacketing off of it. This in turn broke the steam valve, which caused steam to leak through from the freight locomotive into this car and basically burned the passengers' lungs from the inside out, killing 26 of them who were aboard. 2 more survived but were taken to the hospital where they perished later. So this car has been known to have strange things happen. These windows like to close down for whatever reason when we go to couple the car and move it around. People have also claimed they've heard voices in this car saying "get out" and other similar things. One of our work crews mentioned seeing a hand above the shoulder of a coworker. We have been told that there are 18 spirits of those involved in the wreck still aboard the car, haunting it somewhere. So this car recently returned from Mississippi, being part of the filming of the series Women of the Movement for ABC. And that being said, there are some things to fix from the trip. Encountered a snowstorm and a tree branch scraped the outside. There were also a number of windows damaged, like this one here. Our contractors have been hard at work removing the windows and replacing them, making sure everything is sturdy and in place, and that we have new fresh glass. So this car is preparing to hit the road again, and when it returns, it will be down for quite some time with major roof repair. So that's been a look at the Nickel Plate Railroad number 62, our famous death car here at the old B&O Roundhouse.
And that's what we've been able to accomplish in the past few months. Thank you to all our donors, volunteers, and contractors throughout the building. If you'd like to learn more about our projects, visit midwestrailway.org or like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and of course subscribe to us right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.